is advised.
Hey everyone, this video is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering you a free audiobook with a 30-day free trial membership. All you need to do is go to audibletrial.com/bgunlocked. The link is in the description below, and now enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Kat and I are going to be doing a no-run-through review for In the Year of the Dragon, 10th Anniversary Edition. We just got done playing a two-player game, and really felt, it's not really a game worth kind of doing a run-through for. It's pretty bare bones. And as if you can't tell, we have moved, so this is the new setup as of right now. So
we live in a basement.
Yeah, that's it. We just live in a basement and siphoning the water from like the drainage, because
just the raw sewage.
They don't know we live here. Or like it's like the fucking. Oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to spoil that movie, but.
Oh my god, I don't even know what movie you're talking about now.
Parasite.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, this is a really.
Anyway, In the Year of the Dragon, this is actually our very first Stefan Feld game. This is one of the ones that I heard is recommended if you want to kind of jump into his genre of gaming. And boy, oh boy, do I not want to jump into his genre of gaming. Not that this game is bad, unless you thought this game was bad. And it's not, and I can actually see why a lot of people would like it. But for us, it's just dry, I think is really what it came down to.
Yeah.
Kat, I'll let you take it off. What?
Take it away.
Yeah, take it away. What did you like or not like about the game?
I liked the simplicity of it, and I disliked that it was too simple. It was a little too simple.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go on for too long until I really shit the bed, and then I was like, now I should end just right now. And
I was winning, now I'm not.
I was winning, and then I forgot that I had peasants to take care of.
Right.
But so I feel like the length was okay. I actually wasn't paying attention to the time.
So it's about 75 to 100 minutes. I felt like it was actually less than that.
I was gonna say, I was like, that would be surprising.
Maybe about 75. Hour and a half, almost an hour and a half.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, actually, which it didn't feel like that. So it was fun enough to not feel like a whole drain on time.
Yeah, because there wasn't ever a phase where it's okay, let's add up all these points and let's do all this. It was just okay, pick your action, then pick your person, and then do the event, then score, and boom.
Right, it wasn't monotonous.
Yeah. Your turns never dragged on the longer the game went, which is good. Like for example, whenever we're talking about the events, the game I can think of that comes to my mind is Orleans, where you know the event is coming, so you know the whole year. You know what to plan for, which is a positive in my book. Because one thing I absolutely hate, especially now, is you draw a tile and it's plague. Yeah. Sorry, you lose 6 of your people, and it's why? What the why? The Kingdom Death shit, you know. But here you're okay, month 3 it's gonna be a drought, and then I have to pay the person, then a drought, and then you can plan for that the entire game.
Yeah.
But Orleans, for example, the more people you get, the longer your turns seem. Granted, it's all simultaneous, but still, it's okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, you do it, I'm going to do this. You do. And then the game gets longer the better you get.
Yeah.
Not so here. Even though you're getting more people in your palaces, they don't really do anything. They're just kind of there.
Yeah, literally just a sucking waste.
It's really a endgame scoring kind of thing.
Yeah.
And even in-game scoring, where it's okay, well, I'm going to keep building, have the palaces, fill it out, because there is strategy to the game. I'm not saying it's so simple that there's not. Yeah,
you do have to pay. There's an amount of awareness that still makes it a game.
Mm-hmm.
That you do need to pay attention to.
And one of the things that I knew about In the Year of the Dragon was that you can get punished severely by not planning ahead. And whenever we were playing, I was thinking, okay, yeah, I'm kind of getting that, but how can you, it almost, at first I felt well, you can just always plan the month ahead.
Yeah.
And be okay, well, I need rice for the drought that's coming up. It's okay, well, I'll just make sure to get a rice person the year before, or the month before, and then do the rice action.
Yeah. You almost need to get them 2 months before.
Which I like. I think that's actually a pretty good positive, because it's almost it was interesting, because because I was aiming for the Mongol invasion, and I was going, and I really jumped up on the person track.
Yeah.
By doing that, then the drought came, and I was sitting there, and I'm like,
How am I gonna feed these guys?
I'm like, I don't have any rice, and you were like, well, get a rice person. I'm like, it doesn't matter because
Yeah.
I can't use them the turn I'm getting them. So,
it's basically like you gotta plant the seed. Like you cannot get it immediately.
yeah. But what's interesting, it's not so much that there was some short-term planning, but what I thought was actually kind of cool, which you got the brunt of very heavily, where I didn't, was basically 6 months, the last 6 months, or maybe the last 4 months, where it's like, okay, by the way, you need to pay the guy. Okay, you can't pay him, boom. And then that's almost like where the game gets really cutthroat.
Yeah, that one...
Especially in a 2-player game, I feel like. 3-player game,
don't know.
it would probably be the same, because there's the action tokens that go in different groups. Therefore, that's less options. Because it's like, okay, well, this one has 3, this one has 2, this one has 2. Well, each one, it's like, okay, well, there's only one rice one.
Yeah.
So it's like if the first person goes. So the big negative that I have for this is go first. Fight for people. Get up on the person track. And if you can manage to go first, this game very much favors that. More so than others. There's no catch-up mechanic in this game. So it's like... okay, well, because you have to pay 3 UN to the supply to go to a group that someone has already gone to. So it's like, okay, well, in this instance, we have, research, taxing, and rice. Okay, well, everyone knows that drought's coming up, so, oh, lucky me, first person, boom. And it's like, even if I don't have rice people, like, which I don't, farmers is what they're called, I can still go there and get 1 rice, and they'll be like, okay, they'll save 1 palace, which is better than none.
Yeah.
But now what I've done is more so I've just fucked over the rest of the players, because it's like, okay, well, now you have to at least pay 3. Even if you have a lot of farmers, you can go there. Let's say you pay 3, you're going to be safe. But now I've just made you pay 3.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't really gain anything. I saved 1 palace, but now I hurt you.
Yeah.
Or, especially in a 2-player game, if you do that, well, now I know you don't have any money. So the next drought that's coming up, okay, I'm going to do that again.
Yeah.
Especially if I can keep going first, I'm going to do that again. And now you can't pay to go there. Therefore, you can't get your rice.
Yeah.
And now all your people die.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of how it felt for us for most of the game was, well, I'm going first. And you're like, well, why are you going first? I'm like, well, I specifically got people that had higher numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I also... for a round or maybe 2 rounds, I used the night action to go up even more to solidify that.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, because you're quite a bit ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm at 42. You're at 31.
And at one point, like when we were around here, I was like, "Well, I'm not going to try to catch up to you.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to waste my time trying to catch up to you because it's like."
Yeah, there's almost nothing to catch up. I mean, the monk, the level 1, he has a 6. And that is interesting. I do like that. I like that, but in this kind of game, it should have alternated, I feel like.
With the 2 players, I feel like
Especially
it
in
should
2
have.
people.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't really think about a 2-player game.
No, and for the record, this is also 10 years old. So, but it is interesting because you go up on the person track even at the beginning of the game. So it's like I could have taken a farmer and a monk and been up at 10 while you're at, I don't know, you could have taken a dragon lady and a builder and be at 3. Mm-hmm. So I'm going first for a while.
Yeah.
And I mean, my strategy in almost any game is to go first anyway, regardless of the the bonuses. Viticulture, for example, if you go last, you're getting a bunch of extra bonuses. If you go first, you're really getting first. I think going first is almost always the better option, but that's just me. And this one, it really felt like it. Other than that, I really did like the long-term planning ahead. I liked it. It was actually really punishing by the end because there was a point where up until I think it was around 30 or 40 where you finally jumped me, where you had enough of these privilege tokens, and then of the dragon.
And I had my ladies.
Yeah, you had your ladies. So I was getting 3 points each turn, and you were getting 6 or 7, and then you kind of jumped. And then by the end of it, I was like, oh, she doesn't have any money, so she can't pay him. She lost a person. Okay, she doesn't have any rice. She can't feed him. And then it was like, oh, and then the contagion came, and that you actually ended up with no people by the end.
Yeah. Just my palace in ruin.
And the entire time I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to aim for endgame scoring with my monk people. I was specifically saving 2 cards by the end, the monk person and the any guy. And I was like, I'm just going to get the monks at the very end, put them in a 3-level palace, and then get 9 points.
Yeah, not a bad idea at all.
Which the most points you can get for that is actually 12.
So you can't.
Well, no, that's not true, actually. If you had a palace solely with monks in it, you can get 2, 4, 5, so you can get 15 points.
If you had, like, all the monks?
If you had 2-level monks, in a 2-player game specifically, there are only 2 levels. So that'd be 4, and then the third one would be the 5th one. So it'd be 15 points, which is not nothing.
Yeah.
Especially at the very end of the game. All in all, the game is pretty simple, but with enough. This is kind of a decent gateway game, I would think. Not like a gateway game at its core. I wouldn't, because of the long-term planning. But I think it's a pretty good mid-level game, because a lot of Euros, and this is Euro at its core. This was the premium definition of Euro before now the hybrids have started to come out, where it's like Anachrony, where it's like a Euro game, but there's theme. Or Tricarion. I mean,
I was really trying to ham in some theme for my people. Like, anytime I had to kill someone, I was trying to
give a reason why.
Yeah, or like when I brought someone in, I'm like, this is why they're here. Like,
yeah, which is cool. I mean, you kind of have to do that, and that's just a Stefan Feld kind of gimmick.
Yeah. I also just like doing stuff like that. I think it's funny.
Right, but with this game, it's like a good mid-tier because it teaches you to think long-term.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, well, the Dragon Festival is coming up, so I'm going to try and go for fireworks. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, when's it coming up next? And the order of the event tiles will also dictate who you get. I don't know, did you think there was some variety with the game? Because I think there is.
I do. Obviously, there was enough something to keep me entertained for an hour and a half and not realize it was an hour. So
right.
So yeah, I do think there was enough. I think I only felt like really lost once, where I was like, man, I'm really gonna fucking waste a turn here.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, just gotta bite the bullet, and I think I got like a firework.
Yeah, you're like, I guess I'll just get that.
Because I was like, I'll just have to eat it. That was my own fault. But like, I don't know. Yeah, I thought there was enough option and variety and just decision making.
Especially for because the route you went was get constant points throughout the game.
Yeah.
And I think if you would have went ham on that.
Yeah. And not.
Because essentially, because what the game doesn't want you to do really is go event to event. And be like, okay, it's a drought this time. Okay, I'm gonna get rice. Okay, now I'm gonna get fireworks.
Yeah.
In a 2-player game, I think you have that leniency a little bit more to do event to event and not hurt as much. But in a multiplayer game, I can imagine that like
being a little more stressful.
It's a little more stressful. You have to sit there and be like, okay, in that 2 group, there's rice and fireworks. Okay, well those events are still happening. So do I really want to aim to try and go for that? But then you're gonna have to constantly worry about money. So there is enough. There is enough, and I felt like the player interaction. I mean, it's not like super mean. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like you can actively be like, I'm going here because I know for a fact you can't pay to go there as well. Therefore, these next few events are going to hurt you, and that's essentially how I'm going to win. Mm-hmm. So take that as you will. If you don't want that type of, really mean, almost drafting mechanic, then don't get this game because it is there.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to think.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, all the phases are super simple. I think I liked the fact that you had 11 cards in your hand, all of them for one person. Like once you pick really your initial 2 at the beginning of the game, the only way you're getting more people are through the 11 cards in your hand. 2 of them being wild. So you're sitting here and you have to plan even with your cards, where it's like, okay, when do I want to get the farmer? Because it's like I don't want to. Because there were times where you and I played a card, got him, and they immediately died. Like we're like, hey, come in and catch this disease so you can die instead of me.
Yeah, pretty much.
But even then, that's where the variety comes in, because then you can spend your 1 card that gets a researcher and a wild to get the 2nd level researcher, the older researcher, to have okay, well, I'm a researcher, 7 points. I'm a research again, 7 points, and try and go that route. So like I said, this game is okay.
Yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 5.
5?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a fair score for this game. It is alright. It is middling. It was neither groundbreaking or horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And it was enough that I did enjoy it.
You know, honestly, I think the more we talked about it, because I was thinking of 5 as well, but I think I'm going to give it a 6, honestly, because the more we talked about it,
Grew on you.
Yeah, because the way that the events work out, how they're, because you'll never have 2 back-to-back based off the rules. If you're putting them out randomly, you'll, like, the 2, like, if 2 of them are the same, then you have to space them out.
Yeah.
So I like that, and I really liked the long-term playing, because, I mean, I like long-term playing in games anyway, to see, okay, if my strategy is going to pay off at the very end, or if it'll all crumble. It's like, if it works, it's awesome. If it doesn't, it's devastating, because we've spent the whole hour and a half just thinking it was going to pan out, and it doesn't. But I don't know. I think with the events, like, you also have the long-term planning of the cards in your hand, which I do like that. I just think that the potential cutthroat nature of the game can be just dickish, just to be dickish. Valid, I kind of think, in this game, because, like, all the decisions you make in this game are actually repercussions of your own choices, versus, like, well, because you did this, or because this event card came out, that's why I'm losing, or the dice didn't go my way. Here, it's like, nope, like, you knew that there was a drought coming up, and, like, for me, it's like, and I actively chose not to get rice, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh great, I was trying to get fireworks for 6 points, and now I'm losing people. Because also what you and I did for the events, once we knew, okay, there's no more drought or there's no more Mongol invasions, we got rid of our knights.
Yeah.
But that's a potential strategy that, I mean, like for me, I got rid of them because I was so far ahead. You could have kept your knights and then been like, I'm going to go there, instead of getting a firework and then try and pass me.
Yeah.
So they're not, the people that you get are not worthless.
Right, especially
just because the events are gone.
Yeah.
Like, you might think, okay, well, the farmers give you rice, and if the droughts are gone, you don't need them anymore. Well, that's not true, because you can keep going there to get a bunch of rice and sell them at the end of the game for 2 yuan each.
Yeah.
And essentially, like, that's free points.
Yeah.
So it is decently interesting. I wouldn't, like, rush to be like, let's fucking play In the Year of the Dragon again.
Right.
And also, there are 2 expansions that come in this. You have the Great Wall of China, which is another way, I think their way of mitigating some of the, maybe some of the cutthroat drafting. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the building spot, and that's gonna let me get a rice, or 3 points, or a firework. Just small things that will, in this game, they're big things. Another palace. It's like, great, I don't have to build it, I just get a free palace. But you're actively building the wall up to the Mongol invasion, which I think is actually, there's some theme in that one.
Yeah.
And then they have the super events, which basically, we didn't play this one, but there's different events now that some of them, there's like a solar eclipse, a flood, earthquake, Buddha times number of floors, a lantern fest, volcanic eruption, tornado, sunrise, assassination attempt, charter. So these expansions seem to actually add a lot more variety.
That's cool.
And theme.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. I would like to try those out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a 6 out of 10. A little bit above average.
Okay.
So that's our thoughts on In the Year of the Dragon. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.